uko kuno aho pano mamuona kere nai anovura meso anovura nzeve anokaya marigi kama kweto tikom wengere tikom usasai anogaya mari
kamba kwe uyo anotara mari anogaya mari garai mamunzwa pane nyaya pano zvamunoda kunzwa zvinotaurwa pano madiko kumunzwa mugova ne.com kamba kwe vanogaya mari vanotaura mari vanosiya mari kamba kwe vanotaura feya kuti pamberi zvichafamba sei vanhu terere zvikubatsirei mukufamba kwenyu zvikubatsirei mirai ndikudze kuti chokwadi pano chizere kamba kwe vanogaya cash vanopa mafacts vanotaura straight vane evidence vane confidence plus intelligence
entertainment current affairs and news kamba kwe.com usasarire kamba kwe anogaya mari
Right. I'm so sorry I had to end the next song. Mr. Den Moyo, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, thanks, Kambagwe. How are you? And
Fantastic.
Good evening to all the listeners. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much, sir. And it's been so long since we talked, and I hope that today we're going to bring this issue to finality. So let's get started. There are very many issues in the MDC-T, and I hope that you'll be able to give us an update on what is happening. Let's start with the 6 million. What is happening with the 6 million?
Well, Kambagwe, before we get to the 6 million, before we go too far, I'd like to quell this preconceived notion out there that we as MDC USA province are just rabble-rousers who like to cause trouble for the party. That narrative is nowhere near the truth. We have committed our lives, sometimes at the expense of our careers, to fight for a better Zimbabwe. And we will speak truth to power at every turn without fear or favor. MDC-T is a democratic movement born out of the need to correct the social injustices the nation has experienced under the ZANU-PF misrule. We cannot have an honest fight against ZANU-PF if we cannot get our house in order. The starting point is adherence to our constitution, which is the focal point to everything we do. So turning to your question about the $6 million, transparency and accountability is paramount in a public organization like ours. We rely on finances from the Public Finances Act and also from the goodwill of our members and other donors. That money and the trail has to be clean so that people can continue to support the struggle to liberate Zimbabwe from its current state. We cannot, as an opposition party, be seen to be given monies and those monies are not accounted for. All we have asked for is that we advised as to how the $6 million that went missing, where it went to, and how it got out of our account, and what that money was used for. We have not gotten an answer from Senator Douglas Mwonzora. And we're not going to stop asking, because the moment we stop holding the leadership accountable, we are then not different from ZANU-PF, because corruption has to be stamped out, not just in ZANU-PF, but also within our party, within the opposition parties. We cannot complain about ZANU-PF failures and how ZANU-PF has been stealing money from the country and the economy when we cannot be entrusted with such little money as $6 million that just goes missing from the party's coffers without any trace. I hope someday you'd be able to bring the then Treasurer General, Chief Ndlovu, to your platform here for him to explain, because he was the Treasurer General. I have spoken to him on several occasions. He was even one of the people who gave a report to the police when they came inquiring about the missing money. And he stated categorically that he was not responsible for the withdrawal of that money, and that the Director of Finance, Todd, is the one who did the transaction under the direction of Douglas Mwonzora. When we asked Douglas Mwonzora, where is that money? Because at the time, if you recall, we needed that money to pass our members to the extraordinary Congress. And that money, they went missing. The leadership, the then acting president, Thokozani Kupe, and Chairman Komichi, had to go and beg Zupco to give them a credit line so they can use their passes to pass our members to that EOC. Up to today, that money is still owed to Zupco. The 6 million is still unaccounted for. All we have been asking Senator Mwonzora is to come clean as to what happened to the $6 million, and we are failing to get an answer.
Okay, I've got the spokesperson of Senator Mwonzora. He's trying to join us, but he's failing. So maybe I should try to call him, and he can answer to this, to what you're saying. But my next question is, why has this been going on for so long, since December?
Well, it's been going on so long because the police and the anti-corruption unit, for some reason or the other, are failing to act, because the case was reported on December 26th, the day before the Extraordinary Congress. Statements have been obtained from the Treasurer General and from other members of the party, other leaders in the standing committee, to explain what they know and understand about this $6 million. So the police have everything in their hands. What we are seeing, though, right now is Senator Douglas Mwonzora now trying to push the party towards being an appendage of ZANU-PF in order for him to get protection from being arrested for misappropriating these funds. We have seen him, at first he had said he's not interested in Pollard, but we saw him in Victoria Falls with other Pollard leaders singing praises to Itim Nangago. We saw recently there was a vote that happened at the Senate to pass a bill that allows Itim Nangago to handpick justices in the Supreme Court, which is a gross violation of democracy, because Zimbabwe, there are three powers. There are three powers in Zimbabwe: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. You cannot have the
give me 1
executive
second,
now.
Chairman Dan. Give me 1 second. I've got Damba here, the spokesperson for Senator Mwonzora. Let me answer him.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Damba. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm trying to get into this network, but I am failing to do so.
Okay, it's fine. You are live now. Can you just answer the question from here? People can hear you.
Okay, thank Thank you so much, Mkona.
Okay. Chairman Den Moyo is saying Senator Mwonzora is accused of stealing $6 million in December, and police are refusing to arrest him. What is your comment on that?
No, my comment is, first of all, on the 16th of December 2020, the acting president, Dr. Thokozani Kupe, wrote a letter to the police, exonerating President Douglas Mwonzora, who then was the Secretary General of the party, of the same accusation. So now I want to know what happened from the 16th of December until today. What has happened when he was exonerated from those charges, from those allegations by the acting president? What has happened now?
Okay, that's number one question. I think ask all your questions, and then what we'll do is Chairman Dan is going to answer all at once. So that is the first question. The second, okay, sorry. You can go ahead.
No, I wanted to say this interview, I was invited to this interview. I didn't know what the agenda is. So you ask the question and then I will respond.
Okay, cool. So Chairman Dan, you can answer that question. What happened between December 16 and today?
First of all, hello, Mr. Damba. Nice to meet you and nice to converse with you. I think here, I think here we should not mix issues. There is an issue of the first 300,000 that went missing, and the letter that Mr. Damba is alluding to is that was written by acting President Thokozani Kupe, exonerating Senator Douglas Mwonzora, saying that there was a misunderstanding with regards to the 300,000. Is a separate issue from the 6 million. We have all since gotten an explanation about what transpired with the 300,000, and even though we acknowledge that the party procedures were not followed in that 300,000 being released from the party coffers, we, however, understand what transpired, and we've let that go by. However, this $6 million is something that happened after that letter that Dr. Kupe wrote exonerating Senator Mwonzora on the 300,000. We are now talking about 6 million that went missing from the party coffers, which up to today, Senator Mwonzora has not given a statement about where that money went to. Dr. Thokozani Kupe has come out clearly and said that, yes, the money went missing. Yes, I had to go and borrow money from Zupco to ferry people to the EOC. So these are two different issues, and we should not mislead the public by conflicting the two and making it look like it's the same issue.
Okay, Mkoma Damba, you can respond.
Okay, let me come in now. I think the first statement was, why is it that the police is not arresting? I think if you follow the events, I think there were documents that were leaked to the media by one Masimbati Kanta, if you remember very well. If you look into those affidavits, there is nothing that is linking Dr. President Douglas Mwonzora to the 6 million. There is nothing that is linking into that 6 million. Because the people that are making those allegations do not even sit in the finance committee. The one Murimoga, who was a driver to Chief Law, he is not a member of the finance committee. He is not a member of the finance committee. And if you look at the affidavits of the statements that are recorded to the police, Douglas Mwonzora is nowhere near linked to the money directly.
Unfortunately,
the police do not arrest people on mere allegations without evidence. They don't do that.
Unfortunately, Mr. Damba, that's incorrect. The bank itself alluded to the fact that Todd initiated the transaction and Senator Douglas Mwonzora approved it. So when you say that Mwonzora was nowhere near the money, that is incorrect. And here I speak not from hearsay. I went to the bank myself with Dr. Thokozani Kupe, Chairman Komichi, and Chief Ndlovu to inquire as to what happened to the $6 million. We were told exactly by the bank what transpired and where the money was transferred to. We were given bank statements showing exactly what happened to the money. Then furthermore, I confronted Mkoma Dagi myself. I spoke to him and I asked him, brother to brother, what happened to the 6 million? He informed me that the money, he instructed that the money be given to Mashagata, so Mashagata can convert it from US dollars into, from Zim dollars into US dollars. And that Mashagata had gone AWOL. And I think if you were there around that time, that's when Mashagata was nowhere to be found, where you were saying he's at a funeral from some relative of his. We were all looking for him because we needed that money to facilitate the transport for our members, for our delegates to the EOC. So I am speaking here from an informed position because I was there in Harare when this occurred.
Okay, can I ask all of you one question? There is 290 million which is coming. Is this going to solve all these problems?
Not at all. Even one penny that's stolen is a problem for some of us. Well, I work in the finance field. So to me, that's how we operate. We have to account for each and every penny. These are public funds. And we cannot blame ZANU-PF for corruption and stealing funds when we receive funds and can't account for them ourselves. That is wrong. That is, we're setting a very bad precedent here that we will never be able to correct. Even if we were to come into power, how are the people going to trust us?
Okay, Mkoma Damba.
Okay, can I come in? Can I come in?
I want to tell you something first before you come in. Just give me a second, Mkoma Damba. I've got Patson Murimoga here. He is saying Mkoma Mwonzora wakabamari. Please clarify, what is the position? What happened to the 6 million from the explanation given here by Chairman Den?
Are you asking me or asking Murimoga or asking?
No, I'm asking you to respond to Murimoga.
Okay. The first thing is this. Mukoma Den said he went to the bank and he was told that the money was transferred into Dr. Mashagada's account. The money was never transferred into Mukoma Dagi's account for personal use. Is there any evidence that the money was transferred to Mukoma Dagi's account for personal use? So how can somebody be so confident when they are saying that the money was transferred from the party account to Mukoma Mashagada's account? Where is that money coming in for personal use? That is still the money.
It is who authorized.
Why is it that Dr. Tabio Mashakada is not being involved in this issue? When they went to the bank and discovered that the money is in Tabio Mashakada's account. Is Tabio Mashakada Douglas Mwonzora?
Mr. Damba, let me ask you a question.
No, my question is Douglas Mwonzora, Tabio Mashakada the one?
I think Mr. Den, Chairman Den, you must answer the question. Chairman Den, answer the question.
Well,
why is it that the money went into Mashakada's account, but you're accusing Mwonzora?
I'll try to answer this question with a question and hope it will make sense. If Iwe Kambagwe, if you go into my account and transfer money into Damba's account, who is the thief between you and Damba? Is it Damba who received the money, or is it you who transferred the money into Damba's account? In this case, Mwonzora is the one who transferred the money into Mashagada's account. So if we are to follow the money, we start with the person who transferred the money. He has to explain why he was transferring the party money into Mashagada's account. Then thereafter, we follow what happened to the money after it had been transferred. And that's exactly what transpired. When we tried to follow the money, Dagi kept saying Mashagata is nowhere to be found. He never denied. To me, he never denied that he transferred. He never denied.
Okay, let's give him a chance.
The party account does not have one signatory. The party account does not have one signatory. It does not have. Because this accusation that Dagi transferred as if he's the sole signatory is utter nonsense to me, honestly. It is not true.
Okay, who are the signatories?
At the account.
Mkoma Damba, who are the signatories?
They went to the bank. They must tell you.
Okay, Mkoma Den. Who are the signatories?
Okay, I will explain.
And remember, mind you, the money is party fund that is coming from the government grant.
I will explain to the best of my ability, Kambak. As far as I know, when it came to electronic transfers with regards to the party funds, the Director of Finance had the authority to initiate a transaction. And the Treasurer, the Secretary General, and the President had the authority. Any one of them could authorize, could approve that transaction that would have been initiated by the Finance Director. In this case, Mwonzora instructed the Finance Director to transfer, to initiate the transfer, and then he authorized it. When we went to the bank, we actually requested that authority, his authority, be revoked. We literally, and there is a letter out there which I can produce because I can still find it if I go through my records, that we presented at the bank asking them to revoke that authority for Mkoma Dagi to authorize the transfer of funds from the bank. That letter was signed by Madam Kupe and Senator Komichi in my presence.
Okay, so I want us to do this. Obviously, we can't finish this today. This is going to be an all night if we try to solve this here.
Of course, it is.
So, Mr. I want us to come to the conclusion of this issue. Mr. Den Moyo wants Senator Mwonzora to be arrested, and the police are not arresting him. And Mr. Damba, you're saying it's because police don't arrest people who are not guilty. What is your final word on this, Mr. Damba? Since the American MDC-T keeps bringing this up, are you going to censor them? Are you going to recall them?
Look, the MDC is a very democratic party. We do not censor people for their freedom of association, freedom of speech, freedom of whatever. They've got the rights to bring whatever they want to bring on the table. But one thing that we cannot allow is to discuss party issues in public. There has to be discipline there. They know the channels to follow. When it comes to following these party protocols, they have to know that there are party protocols that must be followed than for them to bring these issues into the public arena.
Okay, this issue has already affected you when you try to engage the embassies. Is that correct?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. But it may affect us in the future because when one says you have stolen this money, you are simply telling the world not to fund the party, not the individual. The individual will be affected, but the party will be affected, including them that are actually accusing President Mwonzora of doing this.
Okay, so what is the next course of action? We can't have this issue from December to April to May.
I think it's up to the complainant. Up to the complainant to follow the party protocols and procedures.
Okay.
We see this to finality.
Right, Chairman Dan, what are you going to do? You've been speaking about this. What is your next course of action? Why is Dr. Kupe not speaking about this issue?
Yeah, Comrade Damba is correct that MDC is a democratic party. MDC is not an authoritarian party. Members of the party, especially officers of the party, should not be ostracized for speaking their mind. They should not be threatened with recalls and expulsions for stating the obvious. The Constitution of Zimbabwe itself protects freedom of speech and association as a fundamental human right, just like Damba said. Right now, we have members of the party, senior members of the party, myself included, being threatened, and I'm reading on social media that I'm being threatened with expulsion. And I would like Mr. Damba here now to squelch those rumors that out there that we are targeted, that my team over here, my whole senior team in the province is targeted. I was reading that now Senator Puken is also being targeted for speaking his mind right here on your platform, Gambagwe. He's being threatened with a recall. How can we talk of dialogue with outsiders when we cannot have dialogue among ourselves as one party? Why is it that we have raised these issues and Damba knows it, but he's playing ignorant here? He knows that we wrote a letter to the Secretary General in Pariwa highlighting our concerns. That letter has not been leaked. It's not out there in the public. We are still waiting to get answers. I only got a reply from the Chief of Staff, Mr. Kuyo. And I'm still trying to follow up as to whether this letter came from the Secretary General's office, because the letter is not addressing our concerns. There were a variety of concerns that we stated in our letter of complaint. I have since taken that matter up to Senator Komichi, who's the chairman of the National Council, because we do want to get to the bottom of this. There is no way we can continue sweeping things under the carpet, hoping that they'll go away. Remember, Senator Douglas Mwonzora ascended.
I think let's give him a chance let's give Mkoma Damba a chance to speak.
Mkoma Den, can I come in? I think I want to acknowledge the letter that you wrote to the Secretary General. In the letter to the Secretary General, as responded to the letter that you are acknowledging that you received 2 days ago, it is true because it was spoken about in the standing committee that you need to be responded. And the issues that you raised, we actually responded to in the letter that you are holding. That's number 1. Number 2, you are very correct to approach the national channel, but you are very wrong to approach the public media and address your concerns in the media, because we cannot address ourselves in the media. We don't negotiate in the media. We are talking about dialogue. We are talking about all these things is rational disputation. But rational disputation does not cancel or suspend the constitution of the country or of the party. You know, freedom of speech, freedom of association is not in discipline. Democracy itself is not in discipline. Dictatorship is not democracy. And dictatorship is not discipline. We understand all those things. But if you bring these things and you try to wash your dirty linen in public, that is indiscipline. Now you have taken the correct procedure for you to approach the national chairperson. That is the correct procedure to take. The chairperson of the National Council will deal with your issues since he is the father of the party. But for you to go to Gambagwe and to more than 5 million viewers around the world, trying to have your issue addressed, those people that you are trying, the 5 million people will not address your issue. But the National Council and the chairperson will address your issue. So I want you to understand me, Comrade Chairman. For you to address your issues in public is not democracy. It is indiscipline. And for you to claim that you are being victimized simply because for going to Gambagwe, you know there are protocols, processes, and procedures of the party that must be upheld. Rational disputation is not the suspension of our constitution. There are laws to be followed. There are rules to be observed. And there are consequences if you deviate.
Okay. Mr. Damba, I've got a question which has not been answered. And Mr. Den, Chairman Den, the two of you have not answered this question. Why is Dr. Kupe quiet about this issue? She could say one word and this whole thing will be solved.
Dr. Kupe has not been quiet. She sent out a tweet that clearly articulated her position with regards to all these issues. So I think it's not entirely correct on your part to say that she's been quiet. Dr. Kupe does not believe. Mr.
Damba, I want to stop you, Chairman Den. Mr. Damba, has Dr. Kupe spoken on this issue?
Dr. Kupe has not spoken about the missing fund. she tweeted about the meeting that they had at Holiday Inn with the president. In agreement that yes, he met the president, that he wanted some certain issues to be resolved. She had her gray areas in her tweet, and I still have that tweet. So she has been quiet on the 6 million, but she has been not being quiet about some certain issues, especially the issues of EOC. She has not been quiet about that, and I agree to that. And what other issue? Nothing else. On this issue, she has been silent.
So why don't you bring her out to speak? Because I think this will solve the issue. Dr. Cooper is the final person here. Chairman Den, why don't we have Dr. Cooper speaking on this issue?
What I know, Kambago, and remember, this is a police case now. The police did approach Dr. Cooper and took her statement. Her statement is out there, and I'm sure if anyone is interested in knowing what she said to the police, they can find ways to get that statement from the police. Dr. Cooper is not in the habit of being in the public talking about issues that don't build. Her mission has always been to be a uniter. Hence, she took the stance that she took with regards to the $300,000, which she now regrets, and she said so herself at the EOC, that she regrets having taken that stance. She should have allowed an investigation to take place that would have exonerated Douglas Mwonzora from that theft. Having said that, I want to state something categorically here. Senator Douglas Mwonzora ascended to the presidency through a disputed EOC. Up to today, 4 months later, we've still not received the report from the Independent Election Management Board on the EOC.
Okay, Chairman,
can I finish first? Can I finish
okay,
first?
let him finish, and then let's go
first?
Please summarize quickly, Chairman.
Everyone in Zimbabwe, and most of our members, witnessed the skirmishes that occurred at the EOC. All that was captured on video, and the videos went viral on social media. All we have asked for since that EOC was for the leadership to address those issues without sweeping them under the carpet. Senator Mwonzora is preaching this philosophy of moving away from politics of hate, rancor, intolerance, acrimony, and violence. Yet, secretly behind doors, he's practicing the same thing. He's failing to practice the same thing within his own party. I need Mr. Damba to take this message to him that charity begins at home.
Okay, Chairman, then let's give him a chance.
Can I come in now?
Yes.
Because I think time is running out.
Yes.
I think I want to agree with Chairman Den Moyo that the elective Congress was disrupted by certain individuals. Because, and I want to agree with the Chairman Den Moyo that it is on camera, it is on video, that Dr. Thokozani Cooper walked into the conference room with more than 30 thugs, and she tried to grab the ballot boxes. Do you agree with that? I've got the video, and I can send you back, and I want you to play that video. We've been withholding this video. We never wanted this thing to go viral, but we're trying to cover these things up because we want to protect the image of the party. That's number one. Number two, there is the standing committee, and Douglas Mwonzora did not run the election. They did not run the extraordinary Congress. The extraordinary Congress was run by the Independent Electoral Management Board. And the Independent Electoral Management Board produced a report, which I have, which I can give you to publicize. The Independent Electoral Management Board says there were some candidates that were trying to disrupt the EOC. And Douglas Mwonzora was elected fairly and squarely in that election. And the video evidence is there when Dr. Cooper walked in with more than 30 cards, followed by National Chairman Committee, and they tried to grab boxes, and they were stopped by members of the Security Committee that was employed by the Independent Electoral Management Committee. And President Douglas Mwonzora is very correct for him to preach the gospel of rational disputation, because he has suffered a lot under Nelson Chamisa. He was victimized towards the EOC, and today he continues to be victimized for doing nothing wrong whatsoever. And now you want to victimize his family. You want him to be sent to jail for a crime that he did not commit, which is very unfair for him. No wonder why he's saying, I as a victim, I want the politics of rational disputation. I want the politics of rancor to be discarded. I want the politics of love to be put in the hand. Yes, there were people that were contesting each other, but they were not fighting each other. It was just a contest, a brotherly contest. But this thing has just gone too far. And if you look from the 3 months that President Douglas Mwonzora is at the helm of the party president, our numbers are going up. Look at what happened in Mashingo. Look at what happened in April. Look at what's happening. We are moving around the country. Our numbers are going up. It's because of this message. He practices what he preaches.
Okay, that brings us to the next question. And I know you gave me 15 minutes, and it's way over 15 minutes. When is the actual Congress going to be held?
Anytime soon. We are now preparing towards the ordinary Congress.
Okay, Chairman Dan, is that going to help to solve the problem if the ordinary Congress is held?
Anything and everything that adheres to our constitution is ideal for this fight that we are in. We are fighting against unconstitutionalism. Anything within the party that is unconstitutional, you will hear from us, because we do not rubber stamp, we do not bootlick, we are not scared of anyone. This party belongs to the people, and the people have a right, and the constitution is our guiding document. Anytime any leader, we don't care who you are, how powerful you think you are, if you deviate from that constitution, we are going to speak our minds. We are going to speak truth to power. We did it with Morgan Tsvangirai when he appointed 2 deputy presidents ultra-vires to the constitution. We fought hard against that, and we're not going to stop. When you talk of politics of rational disputation, this does not simply mean other people or outsiders, or it's simply directed at ZANU-PF or at MDC-A and Chamisa. No, this should start at home. The same philosophy should be practiced right in our house, and we should be able to say, yes, we can dialogue amongst each other. Yes, we can address our issues and we can fix issues. But what we cannot do and we will not allow until you go ahead and expel us is sweeping anything under the carpet. And by the way, we are not scared of being expelled, because we didn't join this party here to bow down to anybody. We joined this party because we wanted to fight for the freedom of Zimbabwe. And we are going to continue fighting for the freedom of Zimbabwe. And in any case, we cannot be expelled by people whose positions and power on their own are disputed under our own constitution. So if we follow our own constitution, then we are at a starting point where we can say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we can work together now because we are all on the same page.
Okay, I think let's bring this to an end. Mr. Damba.
I need to come in.
Yeah, I want to give you a chance to wrap up. So wrap up properly. Finish everything you want to say.
Right. There is no point for anybody to dare anybody. That I'm not afraid of being expelled. I'm not afraid of this. No, there's no constitution. Racial disputation at national level does not mean the abandonment or to disband the police, to disband the courts, to disband the military. No, racial disputation simply means you need to reason beyond fact. You need to be factful in your racial disputation. You don't need to slander, to slay, to falsely accuse. No, rational disputation does not mean indiscipline. Rational disputation. We are getting it home. At home, you don't need to print 300 t-shirts to decampaign somebody internally. You need to speak to the national chairman. Why should you go viral? So if you breach the party constitution, and if you dare, definitely you meet your fate. You do that.
Yeah, but Mr. Damba, you're threatening, but I want us to go there. why don't you recall?
The president of the party is not restricted outside of the independent electoral management body.
No, I agree. Mr. Damba, give us a second.
That must look at the independent electoral body.
Okay, give us a second, Mr. Damba. Let me ask you a question. Mr. Damba,
Yes.
why don't you recall the United States, Pugeni, all these people that have been speaking for so long, they've been causing all this. What you are saying is indiscipline. Why don't you recall them?
I will not answer that question.
No, you need to answer the question. Why are you letting this go on for so long?
Because I speak on behalf of Douglas Mwonzora. I speak on behalf of the party president. I speak on major policy issues. But the institution will definitely respond if they continue to do that. And when I mean the constitution, which was to be there to respond to those allegations, because it is the institution that they wrote to. And one thing that I'm trying to avoid here is to try and paint a picture as this is a personal issue between Thokozani Kupe and my president. Thokozani Kupe is our vice president, and Douglas Mwonzora is our president. And I speak on behalf of both of them because there is only one spokesperson of the party. So if they continue to do that, the institution will respond. And the institution is the National Council, the National Executive. And the Constitution will be invoked. There's no fear to go further. There's no fear to go into that.
Okay, let's wrap up. Is that your last word, Mr. Damba?
Yes, it is. It is. Thank you so much, Mukoma Gamba.
Okay, thank you very much. And you are the spokesman for Senator Douglas Mwonzora, president of the MDC-T. Thank you very much. You had promised me only 15 minutes, but you already gave us more than 40 minutes. Chairman Den, can you just say goodbye to Mr. Damba here?
Yeah, I wanted to say before I say goodbye to Mr. Damba that I think he's telling a half truth when he says he has the report for the IEMB, because as I stated, the letter I got 2 days ago is telling me that the report from the IEMB has not been issued. So if it has been issued, some of us have not seen it, and I've heard from many quarters, from many seniors in the party who have asked for this report, who have also told me that they have not seen the report. So, Mr. Damba, I would very much appreciate it if you can send me that report so that we all know what transpired at that EOC.
Definitely, as you know very well that you are not at the EOC, I will definitely do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And
Thank you.
I'll call you again. And I promise that every time I have the guys from America, I'll give you a chance to know about it in advance and to respond. And
thank you so much, Mukoma Gamba. Thanks for the time.
I understand you want to recall Pugen. Has that been agreed at the last meeting which was held?
I don't look. Let's not talk about things that have not happened yet. And when they happen, I think you must speak to the Secretary General and Witness Dube, who speaks on behalf of the National Council. I speak on major policy issues on behalf of the President. And the President is not an individual, but the institution will definitely respond. So for now, let's not speak about something or speculate about something that is going to happen or something that we don't know is going to happen.
Yeah,
okay,
but may I ask Mr. Damba, why is Pugeni being targeted?
I didn't say that he is being targeted, and I did not respond to that because I think you are speaking to the wrong person.
Okay, I think let us let you go. Thank you very much, sir. And I'm going to wrap this up immediately after. We're not going to go any further. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Right, Chairman Dan, please give us your last word. Obviously, out of respect for spokesman Lloyd Damba, we're going to obviously have to wrap this up so that we don't create new information when he has left. What is your last word?
Thank you, Kambagwe. And my last word really is to the people of Zimbabwe, our people, to say that we are at a crossroads. 2023 is around the corner. We need to be focused on serious issues of how we can get rid of ZANU-PF that has destroyed our country. We need to be focusing on electoral reforms and pushing hard for those, especially my fellow brothers in the diaspora. We need to be pushing very hard for a diaspora vote. It is about time that we stand up as Zimbabweans because we contribute a lot to the fiscus of Zimbabwe through remittances. It is high time that we have a voice. And if we unite and stand up and demand our right as constituted to vote, we will see a better Zimbabwe. We all want Zimbabwe to succeed. We want to be able to invest in the country. And right now, it is very difficult to do that. So I want to say to our people, 2023 is around the corner. Let's work hard towards winning this election as the opposition.
Okay, so I have Pugen here every Saturday. So I'm going to try again to have him back. He is spokesperson for Dr. Kupe. And I don't want to answer this phone because there's someone here who wants to talk to me that I don't want to come here because I could have put them live. But I think this is quite sad, what is happening, and it still has to be explored. So let us bring this to an end, and let me thank everyone who is at home. Chairman Danny, always welcome here to speak, and I'll have you again very, very soon. But this Saturday, I hope to have Kalipani Pugen here, the spokesperson for Dr. Thokozani Kupe. Thank you very much, sir, and thank you to everyone who's at home.
Thank you, Kambagwe, and good night to Zimbabwe.